What's going on, guys? Gomes here back again on another MLB The Show 19 Diamond Dynasty video. Today we have our June 14th roster predictions. I'm back in Minnesota. I had a really good time in Chicago, but I'm back to be on the grind, streaming every single night, twitch.tv/GomesDaLegend, where we will talk a little bit more about roster predictions. But of course, as always, I cannot stress enough that I list 7 hitters, 7 pitchers, and 5 downgrades. That's by no means everybody that's going to get upgraded or downgraded. So I'm not sleeping. I know everything, but at the same point, I'm only going to list so many for time constraints. So let's just get right into it, not waste any time. I do quickly want to announce, if you guys are subscribed to me on Twitch, you guys will get roster predictions earlier than everybody else on YouTube. And I also have 5 exclusive hitters and 5 exclusive pitchers that I do not mention in this video. So if you guys are interested in that, once again, the link will be down below in the description. But let's get right into it. Starting with the hot Minnesota Twins, we have Byron Buxton, who I'm not going to lie, for quite some time, I wasn't too sure. I was a little hesitant. I nicknamed him Byron Bustin, but he's really proven me wrong. Versus lefties, he's hitting 379, 724 slug, 3 home runs, 4 extra base hits. Righties, 241, 574 slug, 4 home runs, 9 total extra base hits. I think he's going to go golden. Also, his arm strength is hella underrated. If you guys saw that one throw he had from the wall all the way to first base, I think he deserves a better arm. Of course, the speed in center really helps his overall, and I think he's going to get power versus both sides, and especially stats versus lefties. 379, 724 slug. He is doing really, really well right now, and everybody on the Twins, honestly, could be deserving of an upgrade pretty much. For the Angels, of course, we got Tommy La Stella, who I am going to say is going to get a +3 to a silver. Versus lefties, hitting 313, 458 slug. Versus righties, 365, 554 slug, 4 home runs, 6 total extra base hits. Versus lefties at 458 slug, could boost that from 41 a little bit. And honestly, I think across the board he could probably be getting some upgrades, especially versus righty contact at 365, and he's been hitting well all year, so I'll say a 77 overall silver. For Tommy La Stella, moving over to the National League, we have Juan Soto, who honestly I thought was in contention for a Player of the Month card, did not get one. However, versus lefties, hitting 308, 436 slug. Versus righties, 333, 603 slug. So Juan Soto, I think versus righties, he's definitely going to get a decent amount of power upgrade from a 70 at a 603 slug. He has 9 extra base hits. And then also versus contact as well, I think could be boosted a few points. I'll say a +1 overall. I don't know if he really has a shot at diamond this year just because his fielding is so low. He would really have to start just absolutely mashing at the plate. Moving to a surprise team this year, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates, Starling Marte. Versus lefties, hitting 321, 679 slug, 2 home runs, 5 total extra base hits. Righties, hitting 352, 516 slug, 3 home runs, 9 total extra base hits, 20 strikeouts, 4 walks. I don't necessarily see that moving at all, but power for sure. 679 against lefties is going to get a pretty big boost, probably about a 10. And then also versus righty, 516 slug is a bit high to only have 50 power versus right, and contact is what I'm going to say a +1, possibly a +2 for Starling Marte. Of course, he's got the defense and the speed in center, so a path to diamond would not be that hard to conceive. So I would definitely start investing in Starling Marte, only going for 1,000 stubs, pretty much his quick sell value. For the Arizona Diamondbacks, we got Eduardo Escobar right here, who versus lefties, of course, a switch hitter, hitting 378, 889 slug, 5 home runs, 11 total extra base hits. Righties hitting 286, 586 slug, 5 home runs, 9 total extra base hits. I think you'll get upgrades across the board, especially versus lefties. 378, 889 slug. I'm going to say a +2 to a 79 overall. Eduardo Escobar is turning into a absolute great just utility guy. He can play anywhere on the field, and of course a switch hitter as well. Really big fan of Eduardo Escobar. Of course, watched him a lot when he was with the Twins. Going over to the Rockies, we have one diamond. I'm going to say Trevor Story is going to go diamond this roster update. Versus lefties, hitting 308, 385 slug. That is what I'm a little bit concerned about. That slug is pretty low for 98 power, so maybe they move that, maybe they don't. But versus righties, hitting 291 with the 620 slug, 6 home runs, 13 extra base hits. So I think we might see something kind of similar to Anthony Rizzo, where they might lower his power versus lefties a bit, but they're going to up his contact and power versus righties, because his contact lefties is fine, still hitting over 300 right there. But I think he is going to go +2 to an 85 overall diamond, so I would try to invest right now if you guys still have a chance. And then David Dahl as well is also another guy. Lefties hitting 417, 554 slug, versus righties hitting 338, 554 slug as well. So, you know, he's just hitting really well. I think he's going to get a +2 to a 79. He probably has a chance of getting gold if he keeps hitting like this all year long. It seems like the Rockies always have guys that just hit for a really high average. You know, Justin Morneau and Michael Kadire towards the end of their careers. DJ LeMahieu as well. A lot of guys like that. Moving on to our pitchers. Starting with my Tampa Bay Rays, we have Charlie Morton, who has been insane on the mound recently. 37 innings pitched. He has a 1.46 ERA, 160 OBA, opponent batting average, 0.78 whip, walks and hits per inning pitched, 42 strikeouts and 8 walks. This is tough. You guys know I really would like him to go diamond, but I'm not going to say quite yet, just for the simple fact that I think he needs to prove a little bit more, so I'm going to say a +1 to an 84 overall. That walk 9 is going to be really what he has to overcome in order to go diamond, in my opinion. I think his hit 9 is going to increase a little bit, as well as his K9. I did not check his home runs, but I don't think he gives up too much home runs either. I'll say an 84 overall, but I would definitely think he has a great shot at going diamond this year. Moving on to the Cleveland Indians, their closing pitcher, we have Brad Hand right here. In 11 innings pitched, he has 0 ERA, 1.14 OBA, 0.55 whip, 16 strikeouts and 2 walks. 2 walks in 11 innings for a closer. That's pretty decent. I think they might move his walk 9 up like a +5 or something like that. And maybe a couple points on his hit 9 as well. I'll say a +1 over to an 83 overall, just because you guys can see he has +1s to hit and K9 on inside edge. And that boosts him up to a +1. So I think he'll for sure get a +1 to an 83 overall in this next roster update. Damn, am I ever getting tired of talking about Justin Verlander, for the simple fact that they just will not upgrade this guy. I don't know what the hell he has to do. He's been on the last 2. This is 3 consecutive roster predictions, and I'm not going to stop until he gets upgraded, damn it. 36.1 innings pitched, 1.98 ERA, 133 OBA, 0.61 whip, 42 strikeouts, and 5 walks, and he does not give up too many home runs as well. I really don't know the D of 5 walks, that many. I think that could get boosted. And his hit in K9. He's been the best pitcher in baseball this year. He deserves a +2 to an 89 overall. I'm getting tired of mentioning Justin Verlander. It's really gotten to that point for the Atlanta Braves. We're looking at Julio Teheran, who's doing really well, along with Mike Soroka for the Atlanta Braves. 26.2 innings pitched, 0.68 ERA, 141 OBA, 1.05 whip, 22 strikeouts and 10 walks. So he still is walking a lot of batters, and he actually didn't throw that many innings within these last 30 days. But his hit 9 has been pretty nice, so I think he does get a boost right there. And maybe they move his strikeouts, 22 and 26 innings pitched. Maybe they boost that up 1 or 2 or 3 points. I'll say a 77, maybe a 78 overall for Julio Teheran. But if he wants to go gold this year, going to have to stop walking so many batters. On to the Los Angeles Dodgers right here. We are looking at Hyun-Jin Ryu, and he has just been insane. What else is there to say about Hyun-Jin Ryu? He honestly could have got the POTM hero, but obviously Josh Bell deserved it as well. 41.2 innings pitched, 0.65 ERA, 197 OBA, 0.79 whip, 32 strikeouts and 3 walks. I think he's going to get a +4. I think he has a great shot at going diamond this year, and I don't think his 90 overall tops now is going to affect that, but he's just been pitching so well. Opponent batting average under 200, so I think his hit 9 is going to increase, and 3 walks in 42 innings pitched, damn near. That is insane. I think his walk 9 moves up as well. +2 for Hyun-Jin Ryu, and also his teammate, another pitcher, we have Rich Hill, who I think is going to go gold. 30 innings pitched, 1.5 ERA, 209 opponent batting average, 107 whip, 38 strikeouts and 9 walks. Once again, I think he might get a little bit of a boost on the hit and K9, a couple points right there. 9 walks and 30 innings pitched, just not great. Maybe they move that. No, they probably stay at the same. It's going to be close, but I think he does get enough to go over the hump and get a gold tier. Then finally, our last pitching upgrade that we have in this episode is going to be Kirby Yates, who's arguably been maybe the best closing pitcher in baseball this year. I know you might think I'm lying to you, but it might actually be the case. He has not blown a save all year long in the last 8 innings. Last 8 save opportunities, 0 ERA, 0.42 opponent batting average, 0.13 whip, 11 strikeouts, no walks. Kirby Yates has been insane for the Padres, really helping them out whenever they're in a close game, always shuts it down. So I think he's going to get a +1 to an 84. This is a definite diamond candidate at 2.6K Stubs. Invest now, because I think he will be diamond at some point this year if he keeps it up, which at this point there's no reason really to make me believe that he isn't. No walks in 8 innings pitched. He's really lowered his walk rate these last couple years, so I think that gets increased. 84 overall for Kirby Yates. And now moving on to our downgrades, and this one sucks because you guys might may or may not know, he's usually one of my favorite players in Diamond Dynasty. This is Jose Ramirez, and you just cannot deny the facts. He's just not hitting this year for whatever reason. He is hitting 306, 472 slug against lefties in the last 30 days, so I don't think they're going to move his stats versus lefties. He's doing fine there. But versus righties, he's hitting 138 with a 172 slug, so that is going to be where he gets hit. I could see like -5s per side. I don't think they're going to nerf him too hard just because he had such a good last year and he has decent speed to help him out. I think he'll go down to an 85 overall. There's a chance they move him down to gold, but I don't think it's going to happen yet. I think they're going to give him maybe another month to see if he can turn things around, but he is definitely struggling and it really sucks to see. Moving on to our next downgrade for the Atlanta Braves. Another guy who I really am kind of disappointed with this year is Josh Donaldson. Of course, he had those injury issues last year, got traded to the Indians, signed with the Braves this year. Hopefully he could rejuvenate his not rejuvenate his career, or just, kind of reignite it. But versus lefties, 105 batting average, nothing else, no slug, no extra base hits. Righties hitting 231, 385 slug, 2 home runs, 7 total extra base hits. I'm going to say a -1, maybe even a -2 for Josh Donaldson. He's not hitting for much power right now, and 84 and 89 power is quite substantial. I'll say an 81. I don't know if they're going to move him all the way down to an 80. For sure, he's going to stay gold, but really sucks to see Josh Donaldson, of course, MVP back in 2015 with the Blue Jays, cover of MLB The Show 16. On to the Phillies, we are going to be looking at Jake Arrieta right here, who is just really struggling right now. In 29.2 innings pitched, he has a 5.16 ERA, opponent batting average of about 300 at 299, 162 whip, 23 strikeouts, 13 walks. So across the board, I think you'll probably get some downgrades. I'll say a -2 to a 76 for Arrieta. He was so good with the Cubs. He had like 2 to 3 really good years. But all of a sudden, especially within these last 2, he's really kind of taken a hit ever since he came to the Phillies, which sucks to see. For the Chicago Cubs, I don't know how the hell John Lester even went gold this year, because he's not had that good of a year. And the game that I went to, gave up 2 home runs within like the first 5 batters, and I don't know. John Lester, I think he's going to go down to silver. 5.61 ERA, 3.14 opponent batting average, 1.54 whip, 29 strikeouts, 9 walks. Like I said, I don't know why they moved him up to gold like a week roster update or 2 ago, but I think he is going to come down to silver. And then finally, this one hurts as well. You guys, I've talked a lot about Bryce Harper. Have not mentioned Manny Machado too often, but I think he is deserving of a downgrade versus lefties. Completely fine. 353 batting average, 588 slug. He's going to stay. That's, albeit not in many at-bats, it's like 15 at-bats, but versus righties, where he has a lot more at-bats, 197 batting average, 296 slug, 21 strikeouts, 14 walks in total. I'll say -1 to an 86. I don't think they're going to move him a -2, but he's only hitting like 245 this year as well. He is struggling in San Diego. It sucks to see, man, because Manny Machado and Harper, 2 huge sought-after free agents, and Harper is starting to turn it around a little bit for the Phillies now. He's starting to hit for a bit more average, starting to hit for a little bit more power, which is good to see. But Manny Machado is still kind of struggling, so I think he is deserving of a downgrade. And that is going to do it for this roster prediction episode. Like I said, I have 10 more players that I did not mention. If you guys subscribe to me on Twitch, I can get that email out to you guys. Just more suggestions, more guys that you guys should invest in, because at the end of the day, what you do, you buy these players that I mentioned and you sell them once they go up in overall and make tons of profit, make tons of stubs, and do whatever the hell you want with them. So if you guys have any other suggestions that guys going up, down, anywhere in between, let me know down below in the comment section. Gladly go ahead and continue the conversation over there. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like down below. Hope you guys have a great day. There you guys, out.